feet out in the car. Roll. Oh, Jesus.
An update tonight on a story that horrified the community this week. Birmingham police have arrested 3 people as they investigate the shooting that killed a 21-year-old mother.
Her name was Asia Alice Poole, 21 years old. She loved social media, loved posting videos with her friends, loved showing off her outfits, her makeup, her life. But more than anything, she loved her daughter, Rhea, 4 years old, big brown eyes, just started pre-K that week, new backpack, new shoes, excited about school. Asia was that type of mom, the kind who posted every milestone, every first day, every smile. She had her whole life ahead of her, but 4 weeks before that Tuesday night, everything fell apart. July 26, 2024. Rhea's father died. His name was George. He was only 21 years old. Natural causes, they said. One day he was here. The next, gone. Asia was destroyed. She posted tributes online, photos of them together, memories, pain. She was grieving publicly, the way so many people do now. And while she was trying to hold it together for her daughter, another problem was building. Her name was Jania Hendricks, 19 years old, and she had a problem with Asia. The reason? A man. It always starts with a man, doesn't it? Screenshots, subtweets, comments on Instagram, back and forth. You really talking crazy? Pull up then. Say less. You know how it goes. What started as online drama turned into something else. Jania wanted to meet up, face to face, settle it the old-fashioned way. And Asia, she wasn't backing down. So on the night of August 20th, Asia made a choice. She was going to Monarch Ridge Apartments. That's where Jania was. That's where the fight was going to happen. Now here's what you need to understand. Monarch Ridge wasn't just any apartment complex. This place had a reputation. Back in 2021, the city of Birmingham actually sued the property owners for how much violence was happening there. Over 300 police calls in 2 years, shootings, assaults, chaos. The city forced the owners to install surveillance cameras that would feed directly into the police department's real-time crime center. But on August 20th, 2024, those cameras weren't connected. They were there. They worked, but they weren't sending footage to the police. So when Asia pulled into that parking lot, nobody was watching. Nobody except the hundreds of people with their phones out. Asia didn't go alone. Riding with her was her best friend, a guy everyone called Montes. They'd known each other for years, 10, maybe 15. And the whole ride there, they were live on Facebook. Asia was hyped, laughing, talking reckless. Where y'all at? I'm out here. Come outside. Montes was in the passenger seat talking his own noise. Big mama, tell me when them hoes gonna pop. And then he said something that changed everything. He started talking about guns, switches, brothers ready to shoot, fully automatic weapons. He wasn't just trash talking. He was telling the other side, we're coming strapped. Now you tell me something. If you tell someone you're pulling up with guns, what do you think they're going to bring? Mid-ride, Asia's phone rang. She answered. The voice on the other end was tense, urgent. You know who you messing with? You ain't like that. I'm already fighting 3 attempted murder charges. I can't go back. You know how I am. He was trying to tell her turnaround. This isn't worth it. Asia brushed him off, hung up, kept driving. And at 10 p.m., she pulled into Monarch Ridge. The parking lot was packed. People everywhere, phones out, everyone recording. And somewhere in that crowd, people were already armed, already waiting. Because what Asia didn't know, what she couldn't have known, was that this wasn't just going to be a fistfight. This was an ambush. Now, before we go any further, I need you to do something for me. If you've ever lost someone to violence, or if you know someone caught up in street beef right now, hit that subscribe button. Because the patterns are always the same. Because the next story might be closer to home than you think. And here's my question for you, drop it in the comments. If your sister told you she was pulling up to fight someone over a man, would you stop her? Or would you ride with her? I want to see how y'all really move. Welcome to Hot True Crime Stories. Kindly support us by subscribing to this channel and turn on the notification bell icon so you won't miss out on our most important true crime documentary.
Get down. Get with her. Get with her. Tonight, whoop this whole ass.
Get that hoe ass.
Y'all get out the car.
No, she finna pull off in her car. She finna pull off in her car. No! They just took that girl car! Man, what the fuck she in your car for? What the fuck wrong with this? Oh, this trying to speed off in the car. This trying to speed off in the car. Wrong! Oh, Jesus!
So they're in the car now, Asia behind the wheel, Montes riding shotgun, and the whole time, Facebook Live is rolling, thousands of people watching in real time, comments flooding in, reactions, laughing emojis. This wasn't private anymore. This was a public performance. And when you perform for an audience, you can't back down. You can't look weak. You have to follow through. Even if it kills you. Asia's hyped. Jania, where you at? You said you was looking for me. Here I go. She's laughing, talking reckless. Her voice is loud, confident. Y'all been putting my name in y'all mouth all week. I know I'm like a celebrity on the blogs. Montes is in the background, adding fuel. Big mama coming through. Tell me when them hoes gonna pop. And then the tone shifts. He's not just talking about a fight anymore. He's talking about guns. My brother out here, he gonna back pop. You think we slow? We ain't slow. He mentions switches, those illegal devices that turn regular pistols into fully automatic weapons. 30 rounds in seconds. He's telling Jania's side, we're not just coming to fight, we're coming to shoot. Now here's the thing about threats like that. When you tell someone you're bringing guns, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to arm themselves too. And that's exactly what happened. Mid-drive, Asia's phone rings. She answers, puts it on speaker. You can hear a male voice. Tense, worried. You know who you messing with? Asia cuts him off. Nobody trying to pull up on nobody. These folks just talking. But he's not letting it go. You ain't like that. You know how I am. There's weight in his voice. He's been through this before. I'm already fighting 3 attempted murder charges. I can't go back. He's trying to tell her this is a trap. Turn around. But Asia's not listening. Her friends are hyping her up. The comments are rolling in. The audience is watching. She hangs up, keeps driving. And in that moment, her fate was sealed. Let me tell you about Monarch Ridge Apartments. This place sits on Gallant Drive in Birmingham, Alabama. And for years, it's been a war zone. In 2021, the Birmingham Police Department responded to over 300 calls for violence at this complex. Shootings, assaults, property damage. The city got so fed up, they sued the property owners. The lawsuit called Monarch Ridge a public nuisance. And the settlement? It required the owners to install surveillance cameras that would feed directly into Birmingham PD's real-time crime center. The idea was simple. If something popped off, police would see it live. They could respond faster. But here's the problem. On August 20th, 2024, those cameras were there. They were functional, but they weren't connected to the police department. They never had been. The property owners just didn't do it. So when Asia pulled into that parking lot, the police had no idea what was about to happen. No real-time feed, no early warning, nothing. The only people watching, the crowd with their phones. They pull in around 10 p.m. The parking lot is packed. Dozens of people, maybe more. Everyone's got their phone out, live streaming, recording. You can hear the energy in the air. Excited, amped up. This is entertainment for them. 2 girls about to throw down. Content for the timeline. Asia steps out of the car. Jania is already there. And somewhere in that crowd, people are armed. Pistols tucked in waistbands, rifles in cars, switches attached to Glocks. This wasn't just a fistfight waiting to happen. This was a powder keg, and all it needed was a spark. You ever been in a situation where you knew something bad was about to happen, but you couldn't stop it? That's what this was. Asia's standing there. Jania's standing there. People are yelling. Phones are recording. And for just a second, there's a pause. A moment where someone could have stepped in. Someone could have said, "This is dumb. Let's go." But nobody did. City Councilor Clinton Woods would later say it himself. It's unacceptable. The amount of people who were present and did not intervene. Men standing around watching women fight like it's entertainment. But it wasn't just entertainment anymore. Because what Asia didn't know, what nobody saw coming, was that this wasn't going to end with fists. Asia stepped forward. Jania stepped forward. And somewhere behind them, someone reached for a gun. If someone you love is beefing online right now, I need you to send them this video. Right now. Not later. Now. Because Asia had people who loved her. She had a daughter. She had a future. And none of that mattered once she stepped out of that car. So if you're sitting here thinking, this is just entertainment, you're missing the point. Share this. Save a life. When Monte started talking about guns on that Facebook Live, did he seal Asia's fate? Or was he just protecting his friend? Because I've seen both sides argue this. Let me know where you stand. The fight starts fast. Asia and Jania lock up. Fists flying, hair pulling. They're on the hood of a car, then on the ground, then moving toward the breezeway. The crowd closes in. Phones everywhere, dozens of angles, all recording. You can hear the reactions. Get her! Oh! World star! This is what they came for. This is the show. And for a minute, it looks like just another fight. Just another video that'll go viral for a day and disappear. But then something happens. Someone steps in, pulls them apart. The fight gets broken up. Asia's breathing hard, walking back toward her car. Jania's being held back by her people. It looks like it's over. It's not. Asia's car, a Ford sedan, was still running. Keys in the ignition, engine on. And while Asia's catching her breath, someone makes a move. Jania or someone with her jumps into the driver's seat, tries to take off in Asia's car. Now you have to understand what this means. In that moment, Asia's not just losing a fight, she's losing her vehicle, her property, her dignity, in front of hundreds of people, on camera. And Asia's sister sees it happening. She's standing there watching someone steal her sister's car, and she makes a decision. She pulls out a gun, fully automatic, and she opens fire. Here's the part that flipped this entire case. The first shots, they didn't come from Jania's side, they came from Asia's. Her sister fired at the moving car, trying to stop the theft. Bullets tearing through metal, through glass, and the second that first round went off, everyone started shooting. Jania's brother, his friends, people in the crowd who came prepared, pistols, rifles, fully automatic weapons, all firing at once. This wasn't a shootout. This was an execution by committee. Over 3 minutes of continuous gunfire. No breaks, no pauses, just constant overlapping shots. People are running, screaming, diving for cover. Bullets punching through car doors, through windows, through apartment walls. Families inside their homes hit the floor, kids crying, adults praying. One resident would later describe it as sounding like Beirut, like a war zone. 168 shell casings would be recovered from the scene. Let that sink in. 168 rounds. In a residential parking lot, where families live, where children sleep. Cars were shredded, windows blown out, tires flattened, bullet holes in walls, in doors, in everything. And in the middle of all that chaos, Asia went down. Multiple gunshot wounds, back, torso. She collapsed near her apartment door. Her best friend, Darian Rankins, the one who'd been hyping the whole thing, was also hit, shot in the leg. He survived. Asia didn't. And while she's lying there, bleeding out on the pavement, her brother realizes what happened. You can hear him in the audio, running, screaming, "Asia! Asia!" He's trying to get to her, trying to help, but he can't stay. See, her brother was a convicted felon, and he was carrying a gun that night. If the police showed up and found him there armed, he'd go straight to jail. He wouldn't even be able to mourn his sister. So he's banging on doors, trying to get car keys, trying to leave. Some people say he wanted to retaliate, spin the block, get revenge. Others say he was just trying to avoid getting locked up. Either way, he couldn't be there when his sister took her last breath. Birmingham Fire and Rescue arrived within minutes. They found Asia lying near her apartment door, unresponsive. They tried to save her, chest compressions, everything. But there was too much damage, too much blood. At 10:31 p.m., Asia Alice Poole was pronounced dead at the scene. She was 21 years old, a mother, a daughter, a sister, gone. Over a fistfight that lasted less than 2 minutes. The parking lot looked like a battlefield. Bullet holes everywhere. Blood on the concrete. Phones still recording. And all those people who'd been standing around watching, they scattered, ran to their apartments, deleted their videos, tried to pretend they weren't there. But the damage was done, and the world had seen it all. 168 bullets, 1 dead, 1 wounded. And dozens of people standing around with their phones out. But the story doesn't end here, because what happened next exposed something even uglier. Because thousands of people watched this happen in real time, and nobody called the police until it was too late. Drop a comment. Who's more responsible for Asia's death, the people who pulled the triggers or the people who stood there and recorded it? Let's talk about it.
I can tell you that witnesses are telling me today that hundreds of shots were fired here last night, and what we're seeing out here in the daylight certainly corroborates that. Take a look at just this one car, a bullet hole here in the trunk, another at the top of the trunk, one through the window, and then one on this other side next to the gas tank. The shooting happened after two women, one reportedly the victim, Asia Poole, got into a fist fight, and then right after that fist fight was broken up, that's when we heard the shots fired. Witnesses described what happened here last night as something like World War III. This Monarch Ridge apartment building bears the scars of what played out here Tuesday night. Hundreds of bullets went through the walls and windows into apartments, shattered car windows, and flattened tires.
So how did the police catch them so fast? Facebook Live. Every second of the fight was captured. Every threat, every punch, every shot, multiple angles, dozens of phones, all uploaded, shared, screen recorded, spread across the internet. And while the people who recorded it tried to delete their videos and pretend they weren't there, the internet never forgets. Screenshots, downloads, reposts, all of it became evidence. Birmingham Police Detective Truman Fitzgerald said it himself. The Facebook Live videos played a major role in this investigation. The same technology that turned this into entertainment solved the case. But before the arrests even happened, Birmingham Mayor Randall Woodfin made a move. He didn't wait for the investigation to finish. He went public. Live on the news direct to camera. If you were involved in this shooting, you have two options. Turn yourself in to Birmingham police immediately, or be hunted down by BPD and U.S. Marshals. No politeness, no corporate speak, just a raw, direct threat. And it worked, because within days people started talking. Neighbors came forward. Witnesses gave statements. The community fed up with the violence started cooperating, and the arrests came fast. 5 people were charged in connection with Asia's murder. Let me walk you through each one. Justin Jamin Hendricks, 20 years old, Jania's brother, charged with murder and attempted murder. No bond, Taylor McLeod, 22 years old, charged with murder and attempted murder. No bond. Akareya Dene Woods, charged with murder. No bond. A 17-year-old male, charged with murder. His case is still pending. A judge will decide if he's tried as an adult. And then there's Jania Hendricks, 19 years old, the one who started the fight, the one who jumped in Asia's car and tried to drive off. But here's the thing. She wasn't charged with murder. She was charged with first-degree auto theft, $30,000 bond. And that's where things get complicated. Jania started the fight. Her brother Justin and his friends finished it with bullets. This wasn't random. This wasn't a coincidence. This was coordinated, familial, planned. Think about it. Jania agrees to meet up and fight. But her brother and his crew show up armed, ready to shoot. They weren't there to watch. They were there to protect her. And when Asia's sister fired those first shots at the stolen car, they responded with overwhelming force. 16 rounds, that's not panic. That's not self-defense. That's a message. So here's the question nobody wants to answer. Should Jania be charged with murder too? She didn't pull a trigger, but she set the whole thing in motion. She agreed to the fight. She stole the car. She brought her armed brother into the situation. Legally, they charged her with theft. Morally, that's up to you. Now let's talk about the cameras. Back in 2021, Birmingham sued Monarch Ridge Apartments. The property owners, Steel Valley Brook, LLC, were running a violence factory. Over 300 police calls in 2 years. Shootings, assaults, robberies. The lawsuit forced a settlement, and one of the key terms, install surveillance cameras that feed directly into Birmingham PD's real-time crime center. The idea was simple. If something goes down, police see it live. They respond faster. They save lives. But on August 20th, 2024, those cameras were there. They were functional, but they weren't connected to the police department. They never had been. The property owners just didn't do it. Police Chief Scott Thurman confirmed it himself. The cameras do work, but they were never feeding into our real-time crime center like they were supposed to. So while 168 bullets were flying, police had no real-time awareness. No early warning, no live feed. They had to piece everything together after the fact, from bystander footage, from Facebook Live, from the carnage left behind, and Asia Alice Poole bled out on the pavement. After Asia's death, the city filed a second lawsuit. This time they weren't playing. The demands were harsh, E-4-7 on-site security. Surveillance cameras that actually work and feed into the police system. License plate readers at every entrance, restricted access residents and approved visitors only. And if the property owners don't comply, Sell the property, get out, because Birmingham wasn't going to let another family bury a child over a fistfight in a parking lot that should have been monitored. 5 people arrested, 1 dead, and a system that failed at every level. The property owners didn't connect the cameras. The bystanders didn't intervene. The social media platforms didn't stop the threats. And a little girl lost both her parents in the span of 4 weeks. But before we get to her story, there's one more thing you need to understand. Here's the thing: those cameras were supposed to be connected, legally required. But the property owners didn't care. And now a mother is dead. So if you're someone who actually believes in accountability, hit that subscribe button. Should Janiyah Hendricks be charged with murder too, even though she didn't pull the trigger? Or is theft the right charge? I want to hear both sides.
The cameras do work and their footage is available, so we were able to access that to help further our investigation, but there again, they were supposed to be feeding into our real-time crime center.
Her car to get her car. After they don't run into the car, they were shooting, so I really can't tell who was shooting back.
Police say they pieced together who did what thanks to cameras at the apartment complex and a Facebook live stream of the entire thing.
The room is very small. It's literally so little. Somebody mad about somebody. This ain't theirs. Can't get mad at somebody this ain't yours.
Alarming that the amount of people that were present and did not intervene in the fight to, keep the situation from happening. It is sad. And our heartfelt condolences go out to the family members of the victim. But once again, that video surveillance does help us in this investigation.
Her name is Rhea. She's 4 years old. Big brown eyes, bright smile. Just started pre-kindergarten. New backpack with her favorite characters on it. New shoes that light up when she walks. She was excited about school, about making friends, learning her ABCs, playing at recess. Her mom posted pictures that first week. Proud mom moment. Heart emojis. My baby's growing up. That was August 13th, 2024. 1 week later, her mom was dead. And here's the part that breaks you. 4 weeks before that, her dad died too, on July 26, 2024. George, 21 years old, natural causes, 1 month, 2 parents, gone. Let's do the math. Rhea is 4 years old. That means she has roughly 5,000 days of memories to build with her parents. 1,000 bedtime stories. 5,000 good morning hugs. 5,000 I love yous, but she only got about 1,460, less than a third, and in the span of 28 days, she lost both of them. George on July 26th, Asia on August 20th. Now she's being raised by family members who are grieving, traumatized, trying to make sense of senseless violence. And one day, maybe when she's 7, maybe when she's 12, she's going to ask questions. Why did my mom go there that night? Why didn't she just stay home with me? Why didn't anyone stop her? And nobody's going to have an answer that makes it okay. After the shooting, Asia's sister posted something on Facebook, and I want to read this in full because it shows you the devastation that ripples out from one decision. She wrote, "I can't believe this, Asia. How you just going to leave me and Rhea like that? It's always been us 3 from the time you told me you was pregnant. Man, all you did was laugh and lie. I will miss a lot out of you. I swear. My feelings and heart are hurting so bad. I am just waiting for you to call me in the morning, sending me pics of stank on the way to school. Never want for nothing. You made me her godmom for a reason, and I will stand on all 10 about mine. I love you and watch over me and sugar. I just wish we had more time together. I know it was never in you or George's plan to leave Stank so early. You hear that? It was never in your plan. Because nobody plans to die at 21. Nobody plans to leave their daughter behind. But Asia made a choice that night, and choices have consequences. Now, in a lot of these cases, the grandmother steps in, raises the child, provides stability. But Rhea doesn't have that option. Asia's mother, Rhea's grandmother, died in 2017, cancer. So there's no grandmother to lean on. No matriarch to hold the family together. Just a 4-year-old girl being passed between grieving relatives who are all asking the same question. How did we get here? How did a fistfight over a man turn into a funeral? And why did Asia think this was worth it? The neighbors at Monarch Ridge are furious. Not just at the shooters, at everyone. At the men who stood around and watched 2 women fight instead of stopping it. At the people who filmed instead of calling 911. At the property owners who didn't connect the cameras. At the social media platforms that let the threats escalate. At the culture that turned violence into content. City Councilor Clinton Woods put it bluntly. It's unacceptable. The amount of people present who did not intervene. Men gathered around to watch some young ladies fight. He's right, but here's the uncomfortable truth. We're all complicit. Every time we watch a fight video and keep scrolling, every time we share it, comment on it, laugh at it. We're feeding the machine that turned Asia's death into entertainment. One day, Ria's going to be old enough to Google her mother's name, and she's going to find everything. The Facebook Live videos, the news reports, the comment sections. She's going to watch her mom hyped up in that car, talking reckless on the way to Monarch Ridge. She's going to hear the gunshots, the screaming, the chaos. She's going to read the comments from strangers debating whether her mom deserved it. And she's going to have to live with the fact that hundreds of people watched her mother die and did nothing. That's her inheritance. Not family photos, not bedtime stories, viral videos and trauma. Asia Alice Poole made a choice on August 20th, 2024. She chose to go to Monarch Ridge. She chose to fight over a man. She chose to live stream it for the world to see. And those choices cost her everything. But here's what nobody wants to say out loud. Ria didn't choose any of this. She didn't choose to lose her dad. She didn't choose to lose her mom. She didn't choose to grow up with videos of her mother's death circulating online forever, but she's the one paying the price. Security, bullets, one parking lot, and a 4-year-old girl who will never understand why her mom chose a fistfight over tucking her in that night. So here's the deal. Tell me why a story about a little girl losing both parents in a month isn't worth 2 seconds of your time. I'm genuinely curious. Because the silence, that says more than words ever could. Last question, and this one's going to hurt. If Asia had stayed home that night, would Ria still have both parents? Or was this always going to end in blood? Drop your honest answer below. No judgment, just truth. Asia Alice Poole. What's years old? Gone. Ria, years old. Left behind. And all of us, we're still scrolling. Subscribe, share, speak up before it's too late. Thank you for watching to the end, and I will see you on the next episode of Hot True Crime Stories. Stay safe.